Hi YouTubers, this is Maria. I'm stepping in because I would like to speak with you guys as how my plan has been to move to Florida. I'm sure you guys all want to know how either I planned or how does anybody else plan to move to Florida, because it is a really big transition in our lives. Which I live in upstate New York, which is like literally 24 hours from Orlando, Florida, where I plan to move to. So it is a little scary, but I wanted to speak to you guys about what I'm going through in life right now and what I'm doing to get ready to move to Florida. And basically the things that I've done is I've been researching the areas in Orlando, Florida, because believe it or not, Orlando, Florida, it's pretty big. It's actually really big. And I didn't know it was as big as it is, but yeah, it is. So there's a lot of little towns in Orlando. There's the bad and there's the good. So this is why I'm telling you to do your research. Me personally, I'd rather pay a little more for the place that I'm gonna live in, but to feel safe in the environment. And it is really hard to figure out which is the best area in Orlando, which are the worst areas. So I'm making this video to give you guys some more information as my research and how has it been like and what am I going through and how I've done my research. So the way I've done it is I've researched the zip codes, I researched the areas, I explored in the area that I saw rentals, I opened up the Google Maps and saw what was around it, I Googled, I YouTubed high crime areas in Orlando, and I Googled a whole bunch of different scenarios to figure out what was the best area, which I'm still not gonna know 100% because we never know 100%, but the way I did it was that way, and I think it's working out for me. I think I found the right spot. I'm moving to Central Orlando, Florida, which is which it works out for me. The way I found that house was due to the fact that I have income up here. I was able to use that income to be able to rent a house out in Orlando, Florida. Thank God for that, because had it not been that way, probably would have had to been living with relatives. So there's only like two options that you have if you're moving down to, well, actually three options that you have if you're moving down to Florida. Option number one, I would say, is use the income from down where you live at, if that works. If not, then option number two would be either stay with a relative. If you have a relative, you can stay with them for a little bit and put your stuff in storage, if that works out for you. Or you can also either stay at a hotel for 20 to 30 days until you can figure out a place to stay, until you can find a job. But me personally, I prefer to have a place to stay before I went down there. So that's the way, this is the way I'm doing it. I applied for a house and I got qualified for it. Thank God for that. So that's what I'm doing. But also before I applied for the house, I made sure that the area had a good school area for my kids. Because like sometimes looks can be deceiving. Sometimes the houses can look beautiful, big, huge. And the area can look gorgeous because pretty much everything in Orlando looks gorgeous. But that doesn't define if you have, if you're living in a good neighborhood or in a bad neighborhood. The way I feel like I'm moving into a good neighborhood is due to the fact that the school rating in the area I'm moving in are 7 out of 10 and 8 out of 10. So that works for me. So that's how I started. I would research houses and I would figure out from there by looking at the school district, where the students are in school, and just looking at which schools are the best. And when I found a good school and I found the house that I liked I figured, well, this is the house that I like and the school works for me, so both things work, so why not? I applied, I was able to get it. So that's how I did the housing part. Now you do know that when you obviously rent a house out, you should have at least money for at least 5 to 6 months. Because remember, you're new to Orlando and you may be stuck without a job for a month or two. You never know. So, so that's the way I did it. As far as how to move my things down there's 2 ways that it could be done. I have already went through this. I've done my research. So basically, the first way that you could do it, either you could rent a U-Haul for, a 26-inch, a 26-foot long truck you can get for $1,800 right where I live at, and if you want to get like the car towed with it, it's $2,100 and some change. You have to pack everything up yourself and take it, and it covers the whole mileage. All I have to do is pay the gas and pay the hotel, it works out perfectly fine if you're okay with moving your own stuff out of your house and into the new one. That's fine. That works out perfect. You've saved tons of money. But if that's not the way you want to do it, you can always hire movers. Movers are going to cost you a few thousand more, and that's another way you could do it. And they will come in your house, wrap everything up, put it together, take it, and within 10 business days, it should be down there in your house, inside your house already, located where you want it to be located at by the movers. They can put it where you want. So that's another way you can do it. So I'm still debating on which way I'm going to do it, because in a way I would like to save some money, but I'm not sure yet. But I just wanted to let people know that it's not easy to make the move to Orlando, Florida. It is something hard. It is something that you have to think about. It's something that you have to do a lot of research in, just so you won't fall into the wrong areas, or, your kids can fall into the wrong school district. It's okay. It's only a year. What the heck? You can always move. But, it's just something to think of. So these are options that you can have for either when you're moving down there. These are the options that you can have for either getting into a house or getting into an apartment, or either also as far as the school district goes. Always do your research. If you like a house, always go to the bottom of the house and see the schools in the area and see, are they a 7 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10? That way you can figure out exactly where is it that you want to live. Because, like I said, the house can be beautiful and it can be great price and everything, but you don't want to move your kids into the wrong school district, because education is everything in this world, So this is just a short video letting you know what I'm doing and what I'm doing to prepare myself to move to Florida. And I will catch up to you guys. So come back, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, ring the little bell, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.